Hi everyone, this is Lai here from BDC Recruitment Malaysia. Hope all of you are having a great day so far. Today is a very important day because today is the 1st of February of 2021. Time has passed by so fast. We have just completed the month of January and coming into February, that's where this is my favorite month of the year, where we're going to be celebrating Chinese New Year in less than 2 weeks' time. And the reason why I want to do this short live session here today is like first and foremost, thanks to all of you who have just voted. Because earlier on, about an hour ago, I actually posted this poll, which is to ask everyone, is personal branding important? And astonishingly, within an hour, I have actually received about 75 votes. And out of the 75 votes, I believe that 95% say yes, personal branding is important, and there are 5% who says no. Looking into the results over here, it's safe to say that most of us do believe that having a good personal branding is important, be it whether if you are an employee, you are a business owner, or an entrepreneur. We cannot neglect the importance of personal branding. The similar things as I think most of us are very familiar with big brands like Apple, Samsung has just released their latest phone and so forth. You would have seen that having a good branding associated. So if you are familiar with a certain brand, when you listen about it, you can feel that sort of familiarities. And in this LinkedIn Live here, I just want to share with you guys some of the benefits if you choose to actually to promote your own personal branding on social media, and particularly here on LinkedIn, because this is a very this is a professional platform that everyone goes in. I think globally wise, there are hundreds of millions of active LinkedIn users participating on a daily basis. So I've actually prepared some good a few slides over here just to share with you. Hope you guys can see it. First and foremost, if you decided that you want to develop your own personal branding, the first benefit is that it helps you stand out from the crowd. All right. Be it if you're looking out to develop your personal branding online or offline, you will stand out. Because the moment where a person talks about you, people will know that, oh, this is, imagine if I use me as a example, say, hey, Lai is the person who has done this, and this. As what Jeff Bezos said, your personal branding means is that even when you leave the room, what would people think of you? And especially if you are looking out to further develop your career, looking for the next progression, it's very important to establish that sort of ground and how people look at you when they talk about you. Are you someone that is dependable? Are you someone that's trustworthy? Are you someone that they can totally believe in to deliver? And can they associate you for long term to short term, not short to long term career development goal? That's something that you should look into, especially if you believe in personal branding for your own self. All right. Second of all, extremely important over here, that is where the key things comes in. It helps to develop trust in your audience. All right. So a lot of the times is that, like, putting me as an good example, I have been on LinkedIn. This is my 4th years where I've been actively sharing contents daily when it comes over to career, personal development, as well as recruitment space. And because of the content that I've been putting out online on social media, especially on LinkedIn, it helps to develop that trust and that relationship with individuals where on a daily basis, there are individuals who come and look for me, be it or through emails, phone call, or even messages asking me for career tips, asking me for recruitment tips, and as well as personal development tips because they can associate me as someone who can actually directly or indirectly help them in their career. So if this is something that you're looking at, especially in personal branding, where you can develop trust and when your team, your management, as well as on social media platform like LinkedIn, where people can trust and believe in you, you will stand out. And from that onwards, you will basically perceive as a subject matter expert in your own related field over here. So it's very, very important over here, especially when you do have certain knowledge and skills that you can add values to the community. This will definitely help you for sure. And the third most important thing to look into, definitely, it's where it helps establish context and leads into opportunities. I can't say this enough because this is a very powerful statement, but it's true. People trust people. And the more information that you share, and the more people can relate into you, you will basically establish context. You can build rapport, you can build relationship with people, and this will also leads into opportunities, whether direct or indirect. So that's where you wanted to go in. As I mentioned to you just earlier on, because of the rapport that I built in, when it comes over to career, when it comes over to recruitment, and as well as personal development space, people believe, people can trust in me, in my name Lai, and that's where it helps to bring in that opportunities, be it for me to contribute. Whereas last week I have basically stepped in and also helped to share some of my experience with a bunch of UKM and other university students over here. And because of they believe that I can add value, that's where the opportunity comes in. And sometimes opportunities doesn't always means it has to be involved in money. It could be social responsibility, it could be giving back to the community, and so forth, CSR and things like that. So do not neglect every point of touch where it can lead you into more context and opportunities. And let's not just focus on the monetary terms because there are much more in life to just look into money over there. But I can trust you if you put it in the right branding, the amount of efforts, you are going to be able to gain a lot of good benefits, whether directly or indirectly over here. And the fourth very important thing is that people will start looking at your profiles online. It's very common, especially if you are looking for a career change, perhaps for this year itself, or if you're looking for an opportunity to sell your products online, when over there. And sometimes it doesn't only matters if you're working for specific companies. People want to know who is selling these products and who is actually looking out for an opportunities. And that's where people will start looking into profile, be it if you're on LinkedIn, on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so forth. And this is very, very important because with more and more business due to the pandemic, everyone is moving from offline to online. You can't afford to be offline. You can't be basically submerged under the sea. You have to be visible because that's where you're going to stand out. And most importantly, don't be afraid when people start commenting, start looking at your profiles online because, and I always welcome people to comment on my posts and so forth. There are a lot of indifferences because in the world itself, we have billions of populations. Sometimes there are a lot of different thoughts and comments that add values to you as well. So never be offended if you're taking a step to promote yourself, doing personal branding. If someone were to say that, okay, I may not be disagree with you, sometimes you may agree to disagree, and always be flexible to look at other perspective because that's where when people can see that okay you're basically able to take on different perspective, you will stand out as compared to the rest. So that's some of the very very key values that I would want everyone to look into, especially if you totally believe in promoting yourself, focusing on personal branding. A question that always I get asked a lot is that first, how do you start over there? It's important. A lot of people tend to ask me, Lai, I wanted to do personal branding, but I don't know how to start. What should I do? So there is a certain ways of how you should do it. First and foremost, you need to know what are the reasons. Why do you want to start doing personal branding? And you yourself need to believe that personal branding can get you into the next level, into the next stage, and give you that opportunities, as what I mentioned, directly and indirectly. Okay, that's the first thing. The second question you're going to ask yourself, what values do you bring? What are the contents? What are the technical skills? What are the knowledge or perhaps wisdom that you can bring to the community, as well as to your company, to your businesses, and so forth? These are the things that you should ask yourself this. And a lot of time, once you have established that perhaps you are a subject matter expert in this particular field, then develop it. So one of the common mistakes that I see a lot of people do, right, when it comes over to personal branding, is that they are unable to stay firm on in terms of what do they want to portray themselves as. So they're trying to do everything because there's no way people can do it because people need to associate themselves with your brand. And when they talk about you, it has to ring a bell. It cannot be leading into multiple different type of things that you want to do. You want to do this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No. If you want to do something, focus on a few values and stay with it. Sometimes you may not be able to attract a large crowd, but it's totally fine because you just want to attract like-minded people that can add values to you and potentially could bring you benefits in the long run. Okay, that's very, very important over here. And what do you want people to say about you? And when people talk about you personally, or when you leave the room, or even on social media, what will people perceive you? Example, if you say, how do people perceive Lai as a person, being online or offline? So these are things that you should be taking into account because you need to do what you say and say what you do. So it's very, very important over here. So align in terms of what are you trying to bring in into the table and make sure that whatever things that you do aligns into it so that when people talks about you, they can relate into what you are going to bring to the table. All right. And the last thing of all, what are your goals? Why do you want to develop personal branding and what do you hope to achieve? And this could be a short term to long term. And I know that there are certain people who say that I'm a job seekers. At the moment right now, my job has been affected because of pandemic. There's no visibility. I've really applied multiple jobs. There are no clear feedback that is given and so forth. Then your task in order for you to do personal branding is that to make sure that you are able to be visible, especially to HR recruiters, so that they're interested to find out about you, and hopefully they will give you that opportunity for you to go for interview session. That could be your short-term goal. And once you've delivered that, maybe your long-term goal is that you want to start giving back to the community, where you want to be a subject matter expert in certain topics that you can start sharing information and so forth. And that's what you want to do. Okay. And opportunities are endless. Goals are endless as well. But you need to set a time frame. What do you want to do? Especially if you're affected, if you're actively looking for a job during this pandemic, I totally encourage you to start putting yourself online because that's where people will start really seeing you and that's where opportunities will come in. Okay, so these are the key things that you should focus on out of it. So the four questions that I asked: how do you start? What values do you bring in? What do you want people to say about you? And what are your goals when it comes over to personal branding? Put in this question and ask yourself, why do you want to do this over there? And the last thing of all, as last week, as what you guys have seen over there, the reason why I want to bring this up is that for this coming Saturday itself, we are going to be launching our workshop, which is enhance your employability. As I mentioned, there are 6 things that we're going to cover: understanding the importance of soft skills, what are the soft skills that companies are looking for, what are the strengths and weaknesses, and how do you upgrade your brand over there. And this is what we have discussed today. And how do you enhance your senior writing skills, the do and don'ts when it comes to writing. And trust me when I say it, everything that you do, and even on your LinkedIn profile itself, means a lot of things. And that's where you need to fully make sure that whatever that you do online, especially on the LinkedIn profile, your profile photos, and so forth, it's all optimized because that's what people will see. And what people see, people will perceive. And that's where when people perceive it, as I mentioned many, many times on my post, first impression do last. And you want to give the best impression of all. And subsequently, if you are actively exploring for opportunities, or if you are using LinkedIn or social media to promote your products or promote your brand and so forth, make full use of what that is available on social media. And most of the time, it's free. You just need to know what you need to put in. You need to spend time to do it so that you're going to be able to get the best out of whatever efforts that you're putting in. So a lot of things that you can do over here. And if for so forth, there's no excuse why people would say that I wouldn't want to focus on personal branding and things like that. And if you can see this, most people that are on social media promoting personal branding, you would be able to see that in I've been on LinkedIn for many, many years right now. You will see that they tend to progress in their career in terms of the company that they're in ahead of those people that are offline. So the first thing that people look into right now, especially when you're job seekers or you're looking for opportunities, people will see what sort of contents do you have online? I will tend to search you up on Google and so forth. If you're interested, so the first thing what you should do is that type your name on Google and see what sort of returns do you get out of it. And if the results it's not promising, it means that there are things that you should do about that. So first thing of all, after the live session here, if you're interested to go and look into personal branding, just Google yourself and see what sort of returns that you get out of it. Okay, and along the way, if you're interested to look into it, I highly encourage you to start doing it today. All right, start putting in your step. Understand what are your goals, why do you want to do it, what do you want people to perceive you, what sort of values can you bring in. List it down so that you're going to be able to put in. And I can assure you, the more efforts you put in, the more you'll be socially online, you are going to be able to enjoy all of the benefits later on. And to those of you who are available this Saturday, come and join us. As I mentioned, that especially for those on LinkedIn who have seen this, you can actually get a special price of 100 ringgit. Not only myself, there's also going to be our colleagues and as well as our co-founder, Kato Allen, that will be sharing a lot of insights as well. So that's all I wanted to share with everyone here today. I hope there are a few key takeaways that you can actually take from this short live LinkedIn session so that if you totally believe in it, start doing it today. And if you're available, come and join us for a workshop. I'll be more than happy to share more information to you. And there are things that you can actually use it for years to come. And this is also how I've grew my followers from 4 years ago, which I have about 11 plus thousand people right now to over 41,000 followers. And there are techniques how I do it, and the things that you should look at is always on the long term side. So if you believe in it, if you've been following me, if you feel that there are more things that you can actually get from it, feel free to connect with me. And if you're available, come and join us for a workshop. That's all for me right now. As always, if you have any questions after the LinkedIn Live, feel free to put in the questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. That's all for me for today. And as always, I wish everyone all the best. We still have 11 more months to go for the year 2021. Let's make the most out of it. I wish you plenty of success in your career and life. And let's stay positive, stay safe. Take care, everyone. Hope to talk to you every day on LinkedIn. That's it from me. Lai signing off. Bye bye.